Hey, what's up, guys? Just wanted to do a tour of the upstairs garden. Things are winding down now that we're in October. Nighttime temperatures are getting into the 50s, and the 40s are going to come soon, and then the 30s, and then frost. Then everything's going to die. We still have some things growing. I'll show you that. In fact, I've got some of my fall crop coming in, such as sugar snap peas and beets and radishes. But otherwise, the warm weather stuff, tomatoes and peppers, are starting to really peter out. So I'll show you around, and it'll be just a quick little tour. So over here, there's my dog, Ava. Her birthday's tomorrow. She'll be 6. Ava, is tomorrow your birthday, big girl? Okay. So she's trying to eat that. Okay, that's fine. So this is my Husky Cherry Red, which produced so much. It got so big. This was that dwarf indeterminate. This is one of the clones I planted, I would say June. So it's been growing June, July, August, September, for 4 months. And look, it actually produced tomatoes. These are tomatoes produced from the clone. I think this plant has some late blight. You see lots of black leaves all over, which I can cut off. It really doesn't impact the plant at this point because the plant is in just kind of fruiting mode because it knows that the days are getting shorter and that the nights are getting colder, so it's really just trying to put on fruit as fast as possible. But you can see these black leaves are kind of everywhere, and it spreads quickly. And if you don't get it in time, it can kind of take over the plant and shorten your growing season by a little. But I mean, like I said, we're already into October here now, so the growing season is coming to an end. This is my second clone here, which also has put on fruit, which is great. And we've got some green tomatoes up here, you can see. And overall, it's still producing, still flowering in some cases. And I hear it's supposed to be a warm October here in Zone 7A, so I think I still have several more harvests to go. Ava, please don't eat that tomato. Actually, you can. It's got a split in it. Here, I'll just give it to you. Here you go. Here you go, girl. Enjoy. Come on. Open your little mouth. Come on. Oh, yeah. Good girl. Okay. All right. So over here, I've got some black Spanish radishes, which I already tried to grow in the spring, if you remember, if you watched the videos earlier, and they never really grew. But I'm giving them more time now. They're looking pretty good. They're not bolting or anything, but there's really nothing here. This is what's left of my basil. It didn't really do that great here because I think it didn't get enough sun. Really curious about these radishes. They're going to be delicious. They're really spicy and big, these big like softball sized things. Back there, that little stalk all the way back there, that is a clone of my favorite tomato plant, which is the Sun Gold cherry tomato. And as you can see over there, there's one Sun Gold cherry tomato due for harvesting. I'm so glad that it actually produced. I planted this probably in July, and I'm shocked that it actually produced fruit. This is my favorite. I'm going to plant so many of these next year. They taste like really sweet cherry tomatoes. Oops, sorry, I put my finger over the lens. Really sweet cherry tomatoes with a hint of citrus. So they're super refreshing. I'm definitely going to eat this. Whoop, guess I'm not now. Well, Ava is. So that's good. At least someone enjoyed it. Okay, so over here, the Husky Cherry Red, you can still see some red tomatoes that are due for harvesting, but you know, I really haven't been in the mood to eat tomatoes because I just had so many in July and August. In the middle here, this large tomato plant, that's my Cherokee Purple Heirloom. I got a total of, I would say 4, maybe 6 large, really flavorful, delicious purple tomatoes. And they were about a pound, really big, perfect if you slice them up, put them on like a bagel and cream cheese or whatever you want to do, or just make like a tomato sandwich with some cheese in the toaster. I don't think this plant's going to produce anymore. We'll get another look at it, but there are, I think it's done. I made that video about the cucamelon plant, the 10 reasons why you should grow cucamelons, and we're still producing plenty of cucamelons here. It just keeps going and going. In fact, like, there are so many cucamelons. I don't have an appetite for cucamelons anymore. It's just if you were to take all the cucamelons out of here, there'd probably be like 100 cucamelons. They have this nice size. They're very citrusy at this point because when they get bigger, they taste lemony, kind of like a pickle. I'm kind of over the cucamelons, but hey, that's what happens sometimes. I think I was a little overzealous with the planting of the cucamelons because remember I planted like 12 vines and then I planted another 10 in the middle of the season, and they're just everywhere and they're hard to control. Over here around this red trellis are my sugar snap peas, from which I've harvested probably 3 or 4 really delicious sweet sugar snap peas. I'm trying to look and see if I can show you one. you know, once they grow, I eat them because they're so delicious. And, you know, I kind of don't let them grow that big because, you know, I guess I'm impatient and I'm excited. Let me see if I can show you one sugar snap pea. That would be cool, right? Let's see. You know, the cucamelons have kind of taken over this trellis, but that's okay. Anyway, I'll keep an eye out, and if I find one, I'll show it to you. There's got to be a small one somewhere. I planted probably about 20 sugar snap peas in August. They like to grow in the cool weather. I use that black inoculant, which allows the sugar snap pea to fixate nitrogen from the air. And so I think they've been growing really well. Although I'm standing here trying to find a single sugar snap pea and I'm not able to do so. So maybe they're not growing as well as I thought. But I promise that there have been sugar snap peas and they are delicious. Okay, let's move on. This is my hot banana pepper plant, which are still producing nicely. I don't like this at all. They just don't have a good flavor. I think most of the time when you see a hot banana pepper like this, they're pickled. Like if you go to like Subway, for example, or like the pizza place, and you see these like small rings of hot banana pepper, they're pickled, and so they have a tangy taste to them. So this, if you take it and you cut it off, they're kind of hot, not that hot. You don't really have much flavor, so I probably wouldn't grow that again. This plant I love. Look at this. These turn orange. They're thick-walled, and they just, they're so sweet. This is called Pepper Sweet Yummy. What a weird name. From Burpee. And like I said, really delicious pepper. And it's just, it keeps growing more and more. This is about as big as they get. Then they turn an incredibly beautiful orange. Over here is my Sweet California Wonder, which very common sweet bell pepper plant. This produced probably 4 or 5 or 6 large red sweet bell peppers that were quite delicious. I was really happy with that. So back to the sugar snap pea plant. Anywhere you see a flower, there's going to be a pea pod. So you might see like a mini pea pod over here. I don't know. There's one up there too. In the middle, I've got some carrots that I planted a long time ago. They're not even close to ready, but I think that if the cold can hold off, I think we will have carrots maybe November next month of decent size. So that's cool. Over here, I got some more radishes. These are just plain pink radishes that should actually be ready in about a couple of weeks. They only take 28 days, but right now, you know, they're just growing slowly because it's cool out. Here is my Snow White cherry tomato plant, which had gotten so big despite my training and you know, using this large pole to keep it steady. Has flopped over, has cracked and broken, but that didn't stop it. I still got a ton of white cherry tomatoes, which were quite delicious. I don't see any left really. There's some new growth, as you can see there. I don't see any flowers on this one. Well, actually, no, I see some nice big flowers up there. This plant might be more sensitive to the cold. It might be calling it quits a little bit early. Calling it quits earlier than like the Husky Cherry Red I showed you in the beginning of the video. And then that brings us back over here. I've got more carrots planted throughout here. They got a ways to go. Carrots take a long time, actually. It's kind of misleading because you think that they'd be like quick, but because they're a root vegetable, but they're not. Anyway, here's that Cherokee purple tomato plant, which I can confirm has no new tomatoes on it. It's done. I can tell you it's just done looking at it. The leaves are turning brown. Well, actually, these flowers I showed you over here are actually from the Cherokee purple. And I thought they looked kind of big, right? Those flowers look bigger than the flowers from the cherry tomatoes because the tomatoes get so big, and usually big tomatoes come from big flowers. So that's cool. I might get another Cherokee purple tomato. Oh, hey, look. I'm so happy. I can prove to you I have sugar snap peas. See, look. These are small. I let them get bigger than that. But here, I'll pull one off and show you. These things are awesome. They're so sweet. Oh, look, there's more. Oh, there's so many. Hey, this one's cool. This one's a lot thicker. It's actually got some, like, actual peas in it. Okay, here, take a look. So here it is. It's a small guy. You know, in about 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be a lot bigger. It's got this little spine on it you got to pull out. But then Take a bite. Super crispy. Has a little seed in it. Super sweet, very nutritious. Sugar snap peas are awesome, and they love the cold weather. And they're easy to grow. You don't have to do anything. Oh man, there's another good one up here. I just really have a... There we go. Yeah, super good. Love it. Okay, so that's... I think this is going to be the last video I do of the upper garden. Like I said, it's getting cool out and everything's kind of shutting down. You know, I still have the radishes to harvest. In the lower garden, I planted like 6 different kinds of radishes. I'll show you those in another video. Ava, what are you eating? She'll just eat anything on the ground, which has gotten us into trouble before. I mean, she's a great vacuum cleaner dog. Yeah, we have a young one that throws all of her food on the ground. And Ava is better than a Roomba. She just comes and licks it all up. But then she started to gain weight, so we had to put her on a little bit of a diet. Okay. All right, so that's going to be it for now. Like I said, I'm going to make another video showing the lower garden because we've got some new stuff coming up there. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys.